It's season 2, all. Haven't Seen It with Tim Sestito and Tommy Tevenet. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Thank you all so much for listening today. This is a podcast where one of us is watching a movie for the very first time, and today that person is myself. Following in our tradition of me not watching horror movies, we are
Yep.
covering Cloverfield. We're just going through the timeline here. Like, I'm covering Tommy's childhood classics, as always, that he just completely missed because he was watching
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger the 17th or whatever the hell. And and yeah, Cloverfield, first episode of season 2.
Yeah.
Tommy, welcome back. How was your New Year's? Did you see
It
any
was
good
great.
movies? Anything?
Let's see.
Anything?
I watched some other stuff that we'll be covering later this month, like Edward Scissorhands. So that was a good little treat to rewatch that. And Cloverfield, I'm excited to talk about this. This movie is celebrating its 15th anniversary, which makes me feel ancient because I saw this in 8th grade. I remember with my dad in theaters. So I can't wait to dig into it a little more.
Tommy, I know we said, oh, maybe we'll cover this on the podcast. I had a tweet that did pretty well where it was me convincing you to cover this specific film with a character in this movie. And I'm just going to do it right now because I know you're not going to go see this movie because it's 3 hours long. And I'm talking, of course, about Babylon.
Yeah.
I need to spread the gospel of this movie. It was so much fun. I don't get the critical slander for this movie. Like the first 2 hours of this movie are like, not that I do drugs or, as we often mention, cocaine, but it feels like what cocaine
Felt
would
like
feel
that.
like. Yeah, it was so much energy. It was so much fun, and it's really just about three characters. An aging silent film star that's struggling to adjust to the talking pictures, a rising actress who has no self-control, and a up and coming film executive trying to make his mark, make his place. And that's kind of what all the events of this movie revolve around. It has some of the most outrageous sequences. It is legitimately bonkers. It is a true epic in the sense of the word.
Yeah.
I had so much fun watching this movie. I had so much fun watching this movie. And critics are slandering it.
I,
I'm
I
I'm
was
telling
planning on
every
seeing it.
I know I'm not spoiling anything. But you're not gonna, you're gonna see it like when it's on HBO. Like I already know with you, because then you can take a break and you.
I was actually planning on seeing it this week. Well, it's just like there's so much to catch up now. Like I still haven't seen Avatar 2, and that's 3 hours in itself. I saw Black Panther 2 on New Year's Day, and that was like 3 hours in itself.
Well, that's on
Why
you.
why is every movie 3 hours?
That's on you. Well, Babylon is at least worth it.
Yeah.
Avatar 2 too long. I saw Avatar 2. We can cover that after you see that one.
Yeah.
Babylon, I would love to do a full episode on it, but like 10 people have seen it, so that would really not be the wisest decision in terms of like the podcast as a business. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let's be honest here, not the wisest decision. Movie that's made like $10 million at the box office to then cover, but that's a movie in 10 years, 15 years. It's going to be everywhere. People are going to be tweeting it, Instagramming it, being like, how is this movie misinterpreted at the time? Blah, 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 all this stuff. And because it's so much fun.
Is
It's so much
I
fun. There's like 10 minutes of slow in the whole movie, and it needs it just for like the character moments. You know what I mean? It's just,
just to breathe a little bit?
it has to breathe at some point. Yeah. But it really doesn't for like 2 hours of the runtime. And then maybe for like 15 minutes it breathes, and then it goes like right back into one of the crazier endings. Like there's like 20 minutes of plot in this movie. Like the plot is like, oh, well, I have to end this movie somehow. So let's introduce a plot line here, is
Yeah.
basically what happens.
Yeah.
I love that. Like I love that. It's like, I think it's really special filmmaking. I think it's really difficult to pull that off effectively, to be able to tell a story like that without requiring so much plot. It's a great character study, like a movie I've often mentioned, Nashville, another movie that's very character oriented. It's not something that Americans are accustomed to. It's a lot more European, is where they're all character focused. Like remember what was it, The Hunt? Like that's all a character movie. Like there's a
Yeah.
little bit of plot, but that's a full character movie. It's about like Mads Mikkelsen having to deal with the fact that he's been labeled a rapist in his town, and like it's just
Fun movie.
really fun movie, especially for a guest on a podcast. It was fun though. I enjoyed it.
Shout out to Film Trace Podcast. That was a good
shout out to
episode.
it was a good episode. It was just a heavy movie to watch, especially when it's all in subtitles. But I am preaching the gospel of Babylon. I am spreading the word. Go see it. Tommy's like, I'm going to go see it this weekend. Yeah, Tommy, it's probably out of theaters already. So
I probably missed my window.
You probably missed your window because you went to go see Black Panther 2 for some reason. Like, how was
I wanted to go see it. I was like,
how was Black Panther 2, Tommy?
I fell asleep during it, so I mean,
well, I mean, I figured. I mean, I want to cover Heat on this podcast at some point, and
you probably could have guessed that.
Yeah, I could. But that also tells me the movie's probably not that great if you're like in the theater falling asleep to it.
To be fair, it was New Year's Day, and I mean, I wasn't hungover, but I was exhausted.
You can just say you were hungover, Tommy. Like, adults listen to this, not you're not influencing 8-year-olds. You were hungover. It's fine, dude. I wasn't really hungover. I was on a car ride back from Vermont, which is just tiring. You know, 4 hours in the car. Yeah, humble brag. I was in Vermont.
So yeah.
All right, that was New Year's. We caught up here. I think I'm committing to also just TV side. I'm committing to not watching new TV series anymore. Like, I think I'm just done with television.
You're done with TV?
I think so. I think I'm getting there because I just keep getting you got to watch this show. You got to watch it. Okay, what streaming service is it on? And then it's on some platform I've never heard of before, and I'm just like, I think I'm just going to rewatch like the 5 shows that I like and never watch a new TV show again.
So Mad Men rewatches like constantly now.
I'm actually doing the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones rewatch right now, currently. Yeah. I was getting a real suggestion. Yeah, I know, Tommy. You hate like you gave Lord of the Rings 2 out of 5, which is just ludicrous.
I give it to
yes, you did. It had the same. It had on your letterbox. I will remember. It's imprinted in my brain till the day I die that you have it ranked next to Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Which, let's be real, Tommy.
That I gave it 2 out of 5.
Yeah, and you gave the Fellowship of the Ring 2 out of 5.
Yes, I will look this up right now because I will pull up my fucking goddamn letterbox right now.
You pull up. Okay. I'll vamp. So, Tommy is now.
You're doing anything to not talk about.
I actually didn't dislike Cloverfield. I mean, how much can we really stretch out of? Oh my god! I mean, that's really what.
I gave Lord of the Rings 3 out of 5.
Okay, this is still disgraceful, Tommy.
Yeah, well, whatever. I only watched it once. I watched all those movies once, back to back to back. It took 12 hours.
That's on you for watching them all back to back to back. Like, you need to watch those. Take one
separately.
Like, do a rewatch of them. They're
over the course of a week.
No, like over the course of a month, dude. Like, just like watch one a week. Like, it's 3 hours. Like, you can pause it. You know, we have that technology now.
That's true.
We have that technology. Should we dive into Cloverfield?
Yeah, let's do it.
Something has found us. On January 18th.
You don't know what we saw. The point is, it's still here.
Once you see it, nothing will be the same.
Do you know what that thing is?
Whatever it is, it's winning.
From producer J.J. Abrams.
Fight! We've got to fight!
Where are you taking her?
Cloverfield. Rated PG-13.
In terms of film pantheon, there are just 2 incredible movies about voyages and journeys to go save somebody. One of them is Saving Private Ryan, and the other is Cloverfield. So I have to be honest, I went in completely blind. I was really expecting like dumb monster movie with bad CGI just destroying New York for like 50 minutes basically. And it was really it was really Saving Private Ryan. Rob is the brother, because I'm looking at the cast list right now, and they're both at the top cast, Rob and Jason, and I'm like, I don't know which one's which. Like, you gotta.
Yeah, thank God. Rob was the guy who the party was for.
Yeah, so Rob was
he's
the main. Rob
character.
was the main character. Okay, Rob finally got together with his childhood crush, and I guess like he didn't like they had that date, like because it opened with like her on the camera, and then it cut to the party, and I was like a little confused, but it explained it
Yeah,
as it like went along, like getting that, and then I guess from the context was like he didn't text her back, and she showed up to the party with a new guy, obviously just to make him jealous, like just that was Ginsburg and Mad Men.
yeah. That was one of the things. There's like three people. There's three people in this movie that are recognizable. One of them is T.J. Miller, obviously. The other one's Lizzie Kaplan, and then that guy, fucking Ginsburg, Travis. That was his name in the movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, who cares what his name was in the movie? He was in the movie for 2 seconds. But Rob is moving to Japan for work. He didn't text Beth back or whatever. And then a monster attacks Manhattan. And then the rest of the movie is them going to Columbus Circle, journeying to Columbus Circle to rescue Beth. Is basically that's what this movie is. It's a rescue mission. They're basically rescue heroes,
essentially.
Yeah, and okay, so I have to get this out of the way because this was like just little nitpicks I had, just because I get with New York geography I get very nitpicky. I'm not a nitpicky person, but New York geography I get very nitpicky. When they're crossing the Brooklyn Bridge, they show them like crossing the first underpass of the bridge, like on the Manhattan side. And then it cuts to before that, where like you would look into downtown Manhattan, like when you're entering from the bridge to like look down at like the South Street Seaport and stuff and the explosion there. And then like when Jason was on the pole and he gets crushed, like that was there. But then when they're running back from like the middle spoke of the bridge. And I was like, this geography does not make sense. And it's really bothering me just because I know that.
Fuck your monster movie.
No, well,
just because of that.
Well, have you ever
seen
J.J.
Abrams?
I remember the biggest one was, do you ever see the TV show Crashing with Pete Holmes, where he's basically like a failed stand-up
but
I got to do this because you'll like this, trust me. So Crashing, Pete Holmes, it doesn't matter what the plot is, but he goes back to his wife, finds him cheating or whatever, but it takes the house is in Harrison. He gets off at the Harrison train station, and it's like him walking from the train station to the house. And when they did the cuts of him like walking through Harrison, I'm like, that's not right. Like where those streets were, because I knew those. Harrison's the town right next to where we grew up, so I know it pretty well. And like just the route he was taking, I'm like, geography, this makes no sense whatsoever.
What is this bullshit right here?
It annoys me when I know the area. It's very, very rare that I know the area that well, and I'm just like watching that. Also, like,
come on.
where the plane crashes at the end, and then they're just like in the Central Park tunnel, and I'm like, this does the geography here. But I guess they just put the camera down. Also, that camera had an incredible battery life, dude.
Yeah, well, the camera is durable as fuck. It went inside the mouth of a monster, and was fine. What a death for T.J. Miller right there.
Yeah, T.J. Miller died. Marlena died. Oh, they all died. Oh no, Lily didn't die. She got away.
Lily's the only one that didn't die, but I mean, like, it is one of those things where like this is a type of movie where, like we said earlier, like for the most part, most of this cast has not really popped in other stuff. Like, I haven't really seen anyone other than, like I said, T.J. Miller, Travis, and Lizzie Kaplan, anything else. So kind of sometimes when you watch this movie, it's like, oh, that's actual Rob right there. Rob just died or something. I remember this is a movie that the marketing campaign for this was fucking incredible.
I remember that.
Yeah, this movie came out. The way this movie first was like announced was they released this with Transformers, the Michael Bay movie, and it was just a trailer right before Transformers where you saw it, and it was just like the scene of them on the rooftop finding out that there's a monster and like showing the Travis party, and it was just like no idea. They didn't say what the name of the movie was during the trailer, and it was just said the release date, which was like 1/18/18 or whatever, or 1/18/2008 or something like that, and everyone was like, what the fuck was that? People thought it was like a Voltron movie. People thought it was just like a new Godzilla movie or something. And the viral marketing campaign for this was insane, to the point where like they had stuff like a blog website for two characters who briefly show up in the party scene. Every single character had a MySpace page. They had different stuff where you could go on the Cloverfield.com and like, mix up the different things and find out like what the origin of the monster was and stuff like that. I remember the summer of like 2007 I got really hooked on that and just really into the movie to a point. And there's the whole shaky cam first person view of this because this is a found footage movie. And I remember when I saw this in theaters opening night, they had an usher introduce the movie and talk about how this movie might cause motion sickness. So you guys might have to like be careful. We have some barf bags if you need them. But that never affected me. Did it affect you when you were watching this?
No. No, I can go on roller coasters. I'm pretty good. I got a pretty sure stomach.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. I feel like this would have been I feel like the shaky cam would have worked way better if it was just like footage on the field like the whole time. And obviously they're working with a limited budget and all that. But like the Cloverfield monster's in the movie for like 7 minutes. It's like not in the movie at all.
Yeah.
It also looks like shit. Like design wise. Like I'm not even talking about the CG, which also didn't age great. But I didn't think it was just like a blob.
You like the design of Clover?
That's the name of it.
I love the little design of the monster. It's like some amphibian little thing. Yeah. Well, that's what people call him. People call him Clover, I guess, because Cloverfield. I mean, it's simple.
So was it?
I don't know. The monster.
Why was it named Cloverfield? The movie.
J.J. Abrams said that was like the designation that the government has if there's like a monster attack or something. So whatever. I mean, some bullshit right there. But I mean, the one thing I do like about this movie is how they kind of dole out the information at first. Like you don't see like the money shot of the monster until literally like one of the last scenes in the movie, where it's just kind of just like the party scene where no one understands what's happened. It kind of feels like almost like a realistic version of what would happen if people just reacted and be like, "What the fuck?" Like literally, one of the most dialogue things in this movie is just people screaming, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" And like it evokes 9/11 imagery so much throughout.
Yeah, it does evoke 9/11 imagery. It evokes Godzilla feelings, obviously, too. Have you ever seen the original Godzilla? Yeah.
Still haven't.
The OG? That's a great movie, like actually. And there's definitely a lot of inspiration in here because that's like the story's not the same, but the fact that they make it about the characters and not so much about the monster is where I think they drew the similarities in terms of the script.
Yeah, well, the inspiration of this was J.J. Abrams was promoting Mission Impossible 3 in like Japan, and he was in a toy store and he saw like all these Godzilla toys out there. And he said, like, America, other than King Kong, doesn't really have their own like vicious monster like Godzilla. We should change that. And that's how he started thinking about Cloverfield.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, Godzilla was only a reaction to the nuclear bomb. That was pretty much what his allegory was. But J.J. Abrams was just like, you know what the free market really needs, man? It needs a disgusting CG monster, man. That's really what it's missing.
Yeah. So, this is the second movie that we've covered of this director. Do you know what the other movie was?
The Batman?
Yeah, Matt Reeves. So Matt Reeves, this is his first movie he made. I mean, I think that he did a good job of directing.
I do too.
Like you said, this is almost more of a character thing, character-driven movie than you think. You think it'd just be, like you said, dumb monster just going around attacking and people being like, oh God. I mean, it kind of is that, but it's a little bit more too. We're like, the driving force of Rob trying to save Beth.
Yeah, and like I actually really like the scene when they get to the military base right before Marlena dies, which I thought was the best kill in the movie. Like the way they shot that on the in the quarantine room, like with the blood just splattering on the tarp. I thought that was like the most effective kill in the movie because one of your main characters like just gets killed kind of off. Like you don't see her die, but you see her die. But Rob gives a very impassioned
It's like
speech.
almost some mysterious.
Yeah, it's very mysterious because it just happened so suddenly. It happened in the span of a minute. And this is Rob pleading to the military to let him go through after they find them in the tunnels in the subway.
What's up? Got another bite here.
Oh, look at that. Gross.
Please, we can't stay here. We have
now.
Copy that. Sir, we have 2 F-18s en route from Salford. 4 more are arming up, maybe 30 minutes out.
Listen up, people. Rack 'em and pack 'em. We're Phantoms in 15. They held you tied down. They were in the tunnel, sir.
We had
Man
to
to
walk
go!
all the way from Spring Street.
I'm ready for transport. I'm gonna leave that chopper. Yes, sir.
No,
Let's move.
wait,
Move,
wait.
move, move.
Listen, our
Move.
friend is very badly hurt. We have to get to her.
Sorry, son, can't help you. Give him a
No,
chopper.
wait, please, listen to me. Let go, just listen for a second, please. I'm sorry.
Goddamn camera!
We've been trying to get to our
Make our own way. We have a...
I am not jeopardizing this operation or my men.
I want your help. I'm just
You are
asking
getting
you
on
to
that
let us
chopper
sit
now.
for 1 second, sir, please.
You have no idea what's out
I
there.
don't care what's out there. Listen to me. She's dying.
There is nothing I
I hate
can
the
do
girl
about
that I
that
love
now.
more than anything is dying, and it's my fault. She should have been with me tonight, and I let her go, and I get it, okay? You have your hands full. I get that, but we're gonna go after her, and if you want to stop me, then you can have a shoot.
It shows like the chaos that everybody's feeling, like the emergency team's all there, like nobody really has any sense of what's going on there, and he's just like,
Yeah.
I don't care what's out there, like I'm going to get her. And then they climb like 59 stairs or whatever to cross over to the apartment.
Real
Beth
casual.
Yeah, Beth was found in with a spade in her, and now I'm
Yeah.
not a practicing medical person, nurse or whatever, but logic tells me that she was impaled with like a spear, like in her chest, and then they pull it out, and now logic tells me that like you keep that in there because it's stopping the blood from coming out of like a vital part of your body that you could die from. But they still pull it out, and she's fine until she's not. But
she's running. I mean, yeah, that's the one little nitpicky thing where it's like she's like running away, and she's faster than fucking TJ Miller because he's like a fat fuck, obviously. Well, I want to touch back on like earlier, like how you said, like, there's no one really knows what's going on. I do like this about this movie, that this really takes care of like on the street kind of things of more of the civilians. We don't have like the scientist character being like, oh, this came from the ocean and this is why it's attacking us, and or like Ken Watanabe in the Godzilla movie where it's just like they must fight, like Godzilla is like here or wherever, like, or no one knows what's going on. It's just chaos completely, and just makes you just really feel like, oh, holy crap, like what
the fuck. Yeah, I like the sense that like it feels like if a monster ever attacked New York, that's probably what the feeling on the ground would be like from a civilian perspective.
Yeah, of just running panic and just like, oh my god. I would love to see like a updated 2022 version of this where like they'd have a scene of like the characters like pulling up fucking like TikTok or Twitter or something like that, just like, look at this social media feed right there, like look at that, like, oh holy crap.
This is like right before the cusp of like everything getting videotaped. Like, I mean, this movie's made 5 years later. It's recorded on an iPhone. It's not recorded on a handheld.
It's like that Steven Soderbergh movie.
And like you even said, like the marketing campaign, they had MySpace profiles. Like, what?
Yeah, exactly. You can't imagine it.
MySpace
like, a year
still
later,
around
MySpace
in
was
08?
obsolete.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so TJ Miller, how did you, because he's kind of our narrator through this, and like I like the way that they depicted him at the party where like he's the brother's best friend, but I feel like everybody kind of hates him because he seems kind of annoying.
Yeah, he's like the annoying, like kind of goofy guy that everyone has to tell, like, hey, shut the fuck up, man, like you're being an idiot. And like I thought that his performance was good, and you could see why he ended up popping out of this cast of being like he essentially for years was just like the best friend in romantic comedies and stuff like that, and just playing a similar character of just goofy guy. I thought he was good. I mean, I remember when I first saw the movie, I was sad he died, but looking back, I was like, he was a dipshit. There would be one of those guys like the whole entire time during the chaos, be like, I need to film this whole thing. Come on, people need to see this, man.
Hey, listen, I was assigned cameraman and I take my job very seriously. But like there is also the secondhand thought of, well, I do want to record this because this is the most batshit insane thing that's ever happened to me, and I happen to have a camera in my hands.
Yeah. Conveniently.
Conveniently, but like he wasn't focused on it in terms of like, if this happened in 2022, people are killing themselves to get better angles. Like with their phones. Yeah. Like people are like walking up to the monster being like, hey man, can you just take 10 seconds here while I just get a really good shot of you? Destroy that building.
Yeah, take selfie challenge with the fucking Clover.
Yeah, I mean, it would be ridiculous. I mean, that's Darwinism at its finest. Instead of just like running away and being like, yeah, there's helicopters recording this. I think we're good. The shaky cam. Like, so Tommy, how many times have you seen Cloverfield? roughly?
It's probably my like fourth or fifth time seeing this. Yeah,
So
4 or 5 times, I think.
I mentioned
So.
it briefly when I opened my take. Like, how does that age for you? Because like obviously Blair Witch inspired like a low budget way to shoot these kind of movies and give it that real effect. But I feel like it's definitely gone out of style. I think it was even out of style at this point, even though this movie did do very well. But like, how did that like hold up for you now? Like, this is the 50th movie we've covered on this podcast. Like, thinking of it back on like all the movies you watched, like this is our first shaky cam. Like, how does that hold up for you?
I still like the shaky cam aspect of it. I mean, it does definitely gives a different feel and vibe of like other movies. I mean, found footage movies can be a mixed bag sometimes because you automatically know the characters are going to die and suspense is not there. But this one, I think, like you said, like kind of gives it almost like that like realistic feel of like this is what would happen in New York City if this were to happen. And just showing it evokes so much of like the 9/11 videos you see on like the History Channel nowadays of like people on the ground when like all the World Trade Center was falling.
You watched the History Channel?
Back in the day, I did, but back when I had cable, my dad would put it on, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is fine."
That's funny because they don't show history anymore. They just re-air Pawn Stars. Tommy, come on, you got to know their business model.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this is like 10 years ago. I'm talking about, but
I know I'm busting your balls, kid. See, for me, it's like a mixed bag. I feel like a mix of the two would have been good. I think there's just moments that would have benefited from like an actual movie camera and like keep it on the quad group of heroes. Like, don't change the perspective and give me the military's like I don't care. Like, I don't need some dude in a military uniform that I'll find his name out when the credits roll, right? Like I don't care about that. But I think like it bugs me that the like when they fall down, then the like when the camera's then just like facing facing the floor because that's how they fell. Like that bugs me. Like that's just like, and then you're just hearing it, and I'm like, I get it, but then it's like 30 seconds, and you're like, okay, like
give me a little bit more visually interesting thing right here.
yeah, like don't give me a stagnant camera like my grandma trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like give me something, give me some juice.
Is this your first found footage movie? I mean, how many other found footage movies have you seen? Like, have you seen?
Probably.
Yeah, like you haven't seen Blair Witch. You haven't seen. Well, I mean, Project X is technically a found footage movie.
I don't know if I ever saw Project X.
Yeah.
I remember it coming out when I was like going into college, and I was like, I don't really have an interest. Like, if the boys
it wasn't that
saw it, yeah, I knew it wasn't good, but it was like if the boys went and we had some beers and went and saw Project X, like I'd go see Project X, But
yeah, it's not a movie you go seek out by yourself. You're like, let me go to cinema.
I'm not. Yeah, it's not one. Yeah, Project X for one, please. Yeah, that's so embarrassing. Like, I did Sonic the Hedgehog for one, and that was embarrassing enough. Doing it for Project X, that's even worse. That's even worse.
But yeah, I'm trying to think of my worst one. Like, I mean, I saw the Bob's Burgers movie with myself, and I was the only one in the theater and didn't notice that until afterwards. Going back to the movie, like one of the things, like we talked about how mysterious this was, like during the marketing, it was that way for the actors too. No script was used during auditions, and people didn't know what they're trying out for. A lot of people just assumed they were auditioning for Star Trek because J.J. Abrams was the producer for that. And Lizzie Kaplan, like auditioned. She thought she was auditioning for a romantic comedy, and then she found out. She was like, "Wait, what was this movie I just landed?"
It's a little bit of a romantic comedy. Like at the beginning, HUD is like clearly has a crush on her. Like he's supposed to be filming somebody's thing, and she walks in and he like zooms the camera in, and then basically by survival instincts, she starts to have some sort of attraction to him because he's one of the two guys there in the group, and she's at the lowest point any human could ever possibly be at, which is being attacked by a monster when you're in high heels. That sounds pretty brutal, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she was the one character where like she didn't even mention it at one point, but like she could have just like been like, "Fuck, I'm going to helicopters. You guys have fun saving Beth. I don't really know you guys." Because that's her whole thing in the beginning of the movie. She was like, "I don't really know Rob. I only met him like 2 or 3 times, and like I don't know the rest of you guys." So I guess she was just so panicked. She was like, "I'll just stay with these people."
Yeah, well, it's like because then she would have been walking the Brooklyn Bridge alone. Like that's even more terrifying. So like the people that you're with,
exactly.
It adds that kind of layer to it.
They did have good character moments in this. I mean, I did like the scene of like Rob calling his mom and being like, Jason, my brother's dead. It was just kind of just like really hit home in a way.
It was the first time he processed it too, because like the brother gets smashed on the Brooklyn Bridge, and like he's like, we gotta go, and it's just like he gets the call from Beth, and he's trying to get the charger for the phone, and then they go into the subway station, which I think was probably the best shot sequence in the movie, was when like they're running to the subway station and the army guys are coming down the street, and like all that footage with like the rockets and stuff going back and forth. Like I think that was probably like the best shot sequence in the movie, like action wise. And you know, he calls his mom, or his mom calls him, and he's like, yeah, like we're okay, we're, you know, hidden in a subway station, but you know, Jason died. And then he like has to process that, because like he clearly had not processed that his brother was not with him anymore. And it was powerful.
I feel like a worse movie would have just like cut that scene out. A worse movie would have just glossed over the fact that like his brother died or whatever. Like, you know, think about the schlocky like Friday the 13th movies when the character dies, no one has a moment to like, even process it.
I think this movie was already 80. Like, I can't tell you the relief I had, Tommy, when I finally purchased it on Amazon and I started up and it says 1 hour 24 minutes. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, it was great. It was like what 80 minutes at most, and like Matt Reeves. Well, apparently the reason they made that the length time was because that's how long a typical camcorder lasts, like 80 minutes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So they wanted to have like the length of that. So in terms, because you've seen this 4 or 5 times, you know, the movie centers around the relationship between Rob and Beth. Like, what do you think of their chemistry from what we see in the movie? Like, you know, I think before is a better indicator versus like after, like when he saves her, because obviously like they go and save her and like she's like, you know, it's like that Prince Charming effect, basically, like you just saved my life and I was dying alone. But like, what did you think of like their chemistry? Like, how did you think they performed together?
I think in the beginning it definitely showed a little bit of chemistry, a little like lightful playfulness and stuff like that. I definitely feel a lot of the relationship was just kind of a show instead of or tell instead of show. To be fair, where it's like, oh, I love her and stuff like that, but we didn't really see that as much, you know. But it was, granted, the movie is only 80 minutes. There's only so much time you can have that to breathe.
Yeah, it was more I think they showed it well, and like how strong the feelings were when they get to the party, and then like they have the like HUD's like, oh, can you say goodbye? You know, like say your goodbye to Rob, whatever. And you know, she says her thing, and then he comes in and he's like, we need to talk, and HUD, you know, follows, because obviously they need to like follow it, and they're just having such like a heated debate. And you know, it like from what the movie's telling us is like they obviously had feelings for each other. They acted on it once, they didn't follow through on it after they acted on it. And then with him leaving, and probably because knew he was probably leaving within a month. And then, you know, then a monster attacks New York, and then you really realize what matters to you the most. So, but they have a very emotional,
nothing like a Godzilla monster.
Yeah, they have a very emotional farewell, and I'm going to play that for you right now because I have the clip queued up.
My name is Robert Hawkins. It's 6:42 a.m. on Saturday, May 23rd. Approximately 7 hours ago, something attacked the city. I don't know what it is. If you found this tape, I mean, if you're watching this right now, then you probably know more about it than I do. Whatever it is, it killed my brother, Jason Hawkins. It killed my best friend, Hudson Platt, and Marlena Diamond, and many, many others. We've crashed here in Central Park and taken shelter under this bridge. The military has begun bombing the creature, and we're caught in the middle. Okay, ready? It's okay. Beth, look at me.
I don't know what to say.
Just tell them who you are.
My name is Elizabeth McIntyre. I don't know why this is happening. But we're gonna wait here until this passes.
They die literally the second after that.
Yeah. Fun fact: Steven Spielberg suggested to J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves to put on the air horns in that scene.
Oh, really? Spielberg was
Yeah,
involved
yeah.
in this production?
Yeah, a little bit. So he
In
saw the
this
test screens. You should add that.
in this
But
movie that rips off Saving Private Ryan? Wow.
yeah, who would have thought? Well, I do think that it was just kind of like that scene was almost an emotional catharsis where like Matt Reeves says that it doesn't really matter if they lived or died. In that moment, they said that they loved each other, and that's what mattered, and that's what the movie was building up to. Them like finally being like, "I'm here for you," like like they're there for each other in their final moments. More than likely, their final moments.
I feel like I'm probably just gonna say I love you to whoever's next to me. Like if I'm in that moment.
Yeah, when you're about to die. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
mean,
yeah, like whoever's
know,
next to me, I'm just like, I love you. I'm gonna die anyways.
I love you, man. Thanks for sharing this moment with me. Like, you're on death row or whatever. Like, you're gonna save the cards. I love you. I know you're gonna kill me, but I love you, man.
It's like if like 5 minutes, like 10 minutes later, we find that they survive and like they get out of that. It's like kind of like the Speed situation, where it was a Cinder book says in Speed, where it's like couples in high distress don't usually last. You see, like 10 months later, Rob and Beth like broke up because it's like now there's no giant monster. I kind of just like don't have any feelings for it anymore.
The action is the juice, baby.
I am a star. I'm a star, I'm a star, I'm a star. I am a big, bright, shining star.
We talked about a good amount of performances, but who do you think is the star of the show? Who do you think gave the best performance? Because in my opinion, it was Michael Stahl-David, who plays Rob Hawkins, who plays our primary lead. I think he showcases a good range of emotion there. Like the story hinges on him because he's the one directing people to do the craziest, stupidest thing you've ever seen in your life. Heroic, for sure, heroic, but stupid. And just like in terms of like like the clips, like I was looking through the clips and it's just so many people like screaming, oh my god, and it's it's not great for audio purposes only when you just have that exclusively. And I think the movie just weighs on his shoulders. Like he has to carry it. I mean, TJ Miller's good, but like it's surprising that he's the one that kind of like completely took off. But I guess like he just has like much more of like a distinct look in terms of like that best friend persona, where like Michael Stahl-David looks like the most generic white guy I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly. He's a very generic. I mean, like, he was good in this movie, and I do think that he was kind of the star. I'm kind of tempted also to say TJ Miller though, because that's the performance I kind of remember the most whenever I like revisit this movie. Just because I don't know, I usually like the comedic relief characters. I thought that he was an entertaining comedic relief, and he technically is the cinematographer of this movie too. Apparently, TJ Miller thought shot like a third of this movie.
Oh, really? So he like
he's the narrator.
Held the camera. Yeah, probably the stuff where it like falls to the ground. Yeah, that's probably him.
Yeah. Apparently that would happen where like there's sometimes where like a cinematographer, because it obviously wasn't TJ Miller the whole time, but like sometimes the cinematographer like trip, and then they keep that in the movie because it's like that feels realistic. Fuck it, keep that in. But I'm gonna go TJ Miller, I think. Because he's the one that popped out of this movie, and there's a reason why.
All right. This is our Civil War. It begins season 2. No, I'm kidding. I won't get that emotional about this.
Are you ready, comedy partner? Waka waka.
Tommy, would Cloverfield work as a Muppet adaptation?
So, like, first of all, like Clover would have to be like a fucking like what's the giant ass Muppet?
He looks like Snuffleupagus. I know which one you're talking about, but I can't remember.
Or you could even just be Big Bird or Snuffleupagus. If it was fucking Big Bird just destroying all the buildings and stuff like that,
that'd be kind of fun. That'd be fun. I'd watch it. I'd watch the YouTube highlights of it. I wouldn't recommend to the Walt Disney Company that controls all of our lives to make it, but I would watch the clips if they decided to. I feel like horror and the Muppets don't just really mesh well.
It depends on the type of horror. If it was like your like Friday the 13th, like generic slasher, you can make it funny. Muppets just like blood instead of blood and guts just felt. But
monster
Cloverfield, no.
Monster movies, no. Yeah, this is a hard no for me. We're gonna leave our Muppets, our beloved puppets, to the side for this one. Tommy, review time. Give me your score out of 5.
So I think this is a movie where the marketing actually paid off for it and really helped hype it up and just made it really entertaining. But even on rewatch, this is still a captivating movie. At 80 minutes, it has a good mix of horror, humor, and enough character moments that other movies would easily skirt past. I'm going to go 4 out of 5. And for a PG-13 horror movie, this is actually really effective. And even last night, I was still a little spooked at some points.
Yeah, so the horror didn't really land for me too much. I definitely wasn't really scared through this. I kind of was just way more invested in like the character moments. I guess the scariest thing was the spider attacks, but still didn't really get that scared. I think it has a really good character story. I think it, which is surprising for this kind of movie where that like the monster attack is really just the background element and sets the scene for these two characters to finally connect in the way that they need to each other. I'm going to go 3 out of 5. I'd recommend watching it if you haven't seen it. It's a nice brisk 80 minutes. We love our short movies. I wouldn't recommend watching it more than once. I probably will never visit this again, but I had a good time when I watched it. So 3 out of 5 for Cloverfield for me. Fun little movie. I feel like it would have benefited from like seeing it in theaters at the time. But as we all know, I have like the horror knowledge of an infant. So it's like a toddler now, thanks to Tommy. Thanks to Tommy showing me all these.
I'm getting you up there.
You're getting me up there, man. We're gonna, in 6 years, we're gonna be covering like Nightmare on Elm Street, the 7th, and I'm like, Tommy, this movie is garbage.
I can't wait. Get ready for that. I haven't seen it in 2028.
Yeah, haven't seen it 2020. You guys have no idea how calculated our schedule is, man. We just have it all figured out.
Totally, 100%.
We definitely don't just text each other at the beginning of every month. Hey, have you seen this? Definitely don't do that.
Hey, this movie is coming up for anniversary. As I Google like January 2008 releases, and I'm like, oh, that's a good movie. This is how we picked Cloverfield.
I just found that out today.
Yeah, that's usually how I go through our schedule. So other times I just watch a movie at work. I'm like, this is a good movie. We should talk about it.
So, Tommy, any final thoughts?
So thank you guys so much for listening. Leave us a 5-star review, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Really helps us out. And be sure to follow us on social media at CNETPod. That's on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We post some funny reels and some funny photoshops with Timmy and I. That we'll do one for Clearfield. It'll be a little complicated to Photoshop.
Tommy, just be the monster, man. Just put yourself there.
Yeah.
Take a picture of yourself with your shirt off and just really go all out. I'll send you a ring light.
Yeah.
I'll Amazon one to you. Yeah. We'll get it going. But thank you all so much for listening. Today, season 2 kicking off. We're gonna have an even better year than last year. We'll see you next time.